it's funny, isn't it? I mean, I was lucky enough to grow up, I grew up before the internet, right? So I come from a pretty
Mhm.
analog background. And so I am in that group of people that could look at social media and tech in general and, the rise of gaming over the last few decades and go, oh God, that can't be good. If everybody had my childhood where I ran around and, outdoors and building treehouse stuff, they'd all be healthier. Um,
Mhm.
I'm not in that group of people because it's extremely short-sighted. And the people who are growing up now, um, an online community or gaming is their treehouse, and it's not necessarily a different deal for them. It's as real as it would be otherwise. But we do obviously we need boundaries around it. I think that I think that tech and AI in particular have amazing potential when it comes to mental health. I also think we need it to have potential because there are far too many people in the world who are prohibited financially or culturally from visiting therapists. Here in the UK, we have a wonderful NHS system, but the wait lists are massive. If you want to go and see a
Mhm.
psychologist or if you want to speak to somebody about your mental health, doctors don't have that conversation, even though you could argue that they should, but then they're not trained to have the conversation, so they can't. Right. So it's not possible for us to say, no, face-to-face communication with a therapist is the only way to make your mental health better. It's just not going to work that way.
Mhm.
Um, but AI is not there yet. As I said earlier on, there are engagement problems with it, but it does have this incredible potential to be, if not more, at least the thing that gets people to the place where they feel capable of talking about it with a human. And if that is I don't think that is the only thing it can offer, but if that were the
Mhm.
only thing it could offer, it would still be completely invaluable.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I think that the con side of it is that any kind of tech, including gaming, if people are using it, I think I read this in Super Better that there have been lots and lots and lots of studies looking into computer gaming and mental health because so many people were convinced that it would be bad for your mental health, that it would encourage you to, actually want to buy a real gun, etc., all that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
To my knowledge, there is no decent study that has suggested that at all. But
Mhm.
there are, for some people for whom gaming isn't healthy. And what those
Mhm.
people tend to have in common is that they are using it to escape reality. They are using it to not deal with the
Yeah.
real stuff that's going on. That's kind of like an obvious statement, because that would be true of anything. If I used this pen to escape reality and not deal with my problems, then this pen would be bad for me too. So that's not about gaming being bad. And it's not about tech being bad. It's about how people are using it. So if we're going to optimize tech and mental health, we need to look at how people are using it. And coming back to Betwixt, that's really what we want to do. We want to create a game which, instead of using to escape your problems, you can actually use to perhaps go part the way towards or even completely solve some of those problems. A game that will get you better at communicating with other people so that you can feel more sturdy and robust in your social relationships and your intimate relationships on the outside. I, that's what tech has to do, in my opinion, in order to really fulfill its promise.